this meeting. And hopefully it's setting up my meeting for YouTube Live. Perfect. And everybody looks great. Zach is there, right? Everybody looks good. Okay. Right in the mirror. And everyone show it should show your camera. If there's an issue with that you're not showing your camera today, just direct message Sebastian and let him know. Okay? And Briggs, you look great. The hair, that good look. Fluffy. You ain't got a lot of it. That coming out of bed look. I like it. That used to be the style. The bed look. Okay, Sebastian, how is it going? Everything ready? You ready, Sebastian?
Ready to go, Professor. How are you?
Okay, I'm great. I'm ready to go, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so today what I want to do is talk about what we've done in the past, what we've done, what we're going to do in the present, and what we're going to do in the future. In the past is we've got our proposals. There's a couple of people that need to get my approval of your proposals so we can get ready to go. There's some of you that have already done the first step, and Allie has graciously volunteered, right, Allie? Enthusiastically volunteered,
I
not
can
even
do it,
graciously.
yeah.
Right? Look at that smile. Graciously and enthusiastically volunteered to show her what she's done for the first round. I'll give her feedback, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next week. Every week we are really intense now. We're going to do a lot of things, and I'm also bringing in a number of guest speakers from locally or from Coral Gables to around the world to show us also what they're doing in terms of AI. What are their struggles? Where are they getting stuck? What is it to be an entrepreneur? What is it to be getting Coral Gables to be a smart city? What are they looking for employees? We're going through it. Okay, so everybody's ready to go. So let me share my screen, and you'll tell me if you see my screen. So many different things I want to show you. And this is the first one. Let's make this large here that we can see. I know that we are on YouTube. I know there's latency. And Allie, what does latency mean? You know? Allie.
There's like is it like it's like another term for lagging. So
Mhm.
like Zoom operates in like one time and then the live stream is just like a little bit behind the
Why?
real
Because I
time
have to
of
go to
Zoom.
another server, right?
Hmm.
It's almost like hopping, right? Even, remember we talked about last time, we talked about the cloud. And one thing, if I'm on my computer, as soon as I get onto the internet, what is it? There's a latency right there, right? And even during COVID, you remember they were trying to sing. It almost sounds like, hey, we could sing as a choir, right? What was the problem? There was a little bit of latency, in terms of it. So we can look at that as well. So that's latency, and this is going to be when we're going to attach Allie a bot to a phone number. There's going to be a little bit of latency there, right? It's going to be a little bit more lag time than it would if I would just talk to you. So there's a number of issues, and that's why Zoom was so great. That's why NVIDIA, there for a while, their stocks were going up, because really we need fast computing, right? And we need a lot of chipsets that are going to be strong. And notice me, you see, I speak with my hands in my hand. You can see that Dr. Rush here is a little bit loose on that. Okay, so we're going to our regular section. Everybody in the regular section with me. Jasper, let me know if there's anything that we need to know about.
Okay,
right?
nothing now.
Nothing now. So Jasper, what should we do first? Go to what? What do we always do the first thing?
In the regular section or the audit section?
The regular section.
What's due?
What's due? Great. You have a little bit of echo, right? Even with your mic, I don't know what's going on, but okay. So we got what's due. I have due March 26th before this class. What's due? We'll talk about it. And due April 2nd. we'll talk about it. So at this point, Sebastian, I'm going to add a couple of reading assignments to April 2nd, okay? But let's talk about first what's due for today. If I look about what was due today was the idea, the final project, upgrade to Wix. And we had that. We had the readings of artificial intelligence and the adaptive. And I had some articles here that I wanted you to read. In addition to what we had the previous session, which was on cloud computing, these are additional ones. What did I say last time in this case, Allie? I said that there were 3 major vendors of the cloud, probably the largest, and now it's in between, is Amazon, and it's called Amazon Web Services. And it's the acronym is AWS for Amazon Web Services. And Microsoft had Azure, and we talked about what is cloud computing, what are some examples by the industry, what are the benefits, what are the types of public, private, and hybrid, what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, what are the uses, and as I said before, what, Allie, that you've already done cloud. Any software almost that you use all the time is cloud. But what is it? Many times businesses, enterprises, for instance, banks or university used to have like their email servers. They used to have the physical computers on campus. The School of Business had their own email servers. And what did they do? Slowly but surely, they ended up doing what? They passed that on to another company and says, we're not in the business to be servers. It's too much trouble for it. It's too much hassles. We even have trouble for what? We were doing our exam and it was a hassle enough. What did I tell you to do, Allie? I told you bring a laptop. Why? Because I wasn't even sure those hardware computers running Windows was going to work. And we had some issues. So that was it. So that is it. Next week, we have what I'm going to be going over today. It's what I call a phone voice AI agent. Basically, via the voice calling, I'm going to attach an AI agent to it, or we can think about it as a bot or a language, a large language model, or a model attached to the phone. Every phone number in the beginning is not provisioned to accept a bot. And we need to have certain technology of almost that real-time acceptance for a bot. This is brand new. And I found a company that we can do this for. How much do I like to pay, Allie? 0, right? Because we're trying this out. Later on, when we get a lot of revenue, we get a lot of customers, I have no problem of paying. But we don't have any customers. So why should we put out money if we can? Okay? So that's the idea. Now, in addition to this, Sebastian, you listening? In addition, what I want you to do is we really need to get a better foundation of artificial intelligence. So I have, if you go to web links, I talked about Amazon Web Services and cloud computing. These are the 3 articles. Do you see this?
Yeah, I see it.
Sebastian, is what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and generative AI. If you could be so kind, and for our assignment, also put those 3 articles in there, what they need to read for next week.
Okay.
Thank you. Take your time. Okay.
All
But
right.
basically what we're going to talk about is what is artificial intelligence? What are the subfields of artificial intelligence? How is AI applied to business applications? What are the challenges? What is machine learning? What's the difference between machine learning and AI? I'll go over that with you next week, and I'll start even today. Which industries are using machine learning, and give 3 examples. What's the difference between machine learning, data mining, and deep learning? And the third article is generative AI. What is generative AI? Everything you need to know. And basically, it's a type of artificial intelligence technology that can produce various types of content, find out how it works and why it's a hot commodity. How does generative AI work? What are the benefits? What are the use cases? What are the concerns? So do you think in this case, Jasper, that these would be good? Basically, all of these questions here would be good for the next exam.
Yeah, those would probably be good to practice for the next
Yeah.
exam.
And I'll give you, just like I did before, Jasper, what? A review sheet. But you can already think that these are going to be some of the questions. And aren't they important? Sure they are. In the cloud computing, all this about AI, and to be able not only to use it, which we're doing in this class, but also to be able to articulate it. And what will I always add to those questions is show examples. Like show examples of how you've used generative AI. Show examples, for instance, how we've used cloud. Are we using infrastructure, platform, software? So we'll be using, not only will you be answering these questions, but you're putting in something of applying how you'll be using it. Perfect. And what I like to do, Jasper, is to give this to you in advance so you can prepare. Why? Because if I say, hey, there are going to be 2 questions, I mean, there could be a million questions, and it's not open book, right? And it's not open notes. So my goodness, I have to, if for you to study it, it only makes sense to me to give you those questions in advance. Makes sense? You agree, Jasper?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's way you can focus. Okay, so the exam is going to be on April 21st, which is basically not that long ago, but we'll spend more time on that. Okay, so that's what I wanted you, Sebastian. You probably could see in my generative AI, right? If you go there, let me edit. Right here is the URL too, right?
Yeah, I just got in contact with Daniel because I don't
Okay.
actually have access to the assignment document. Only Daniel does.
Oh,
And
okay. So
we
let
just
me,
have, yeah, I
okay,
just let him
perfect.
know. But
No problem. But everybody knows that I want this for next week, that you can start doing these, right? That you can put in, but let him know on those 3. I appreciate it. That's why we work together as a group. So you can see, let me just even put this in so you can see. So this first one, so you can see what it's about, this is from a company called SAS. It used to be, in this case, Thomas, you can even think about it. It used to be a strictly statistical analytics company. And guess what they added to it? Everybody adds what? Artificial intelligence. So this is a really good article to give more, even in addition to the book, is more what is the history, who uses it, from, even when you think about it, the histories that started basically a lot of it in the 70s, 80s, and present day, where it made a big hit. Notice when people thought about AI, when they thought about ChatGPT, they said, oh, this is the first time anybody's done this AI, but that's not really true. All along in your cars, in vision, everything was being used in AI, but it wasn't as quick and it wasn't as user friendly. And then here is a good little short article on what is generative AI, why is it important, right? This is really a great article in terms of how it's being used, and we know in healthcare for, and details of that. So that is that article, just so you can see. The other one is machine learning. And this is also, when I look at the machine learning from SAS, is we think about it, and what's the biggest difference? This word here, learning. And this is where AI and the common, the generative AI and the bots are still in the beginning stages. They don't do a good work on learning. And what does it mean learning, Asher, you think? Because artificial intelligence, and generative AI, we've used ChatGPT before, but what is the learning part?
The learning part is probably just retaining and remembering information and understanding how to use that and spit that back
And
out.
correcting itself. When you've used, Asher, you've used Excel before, right?
Yeah.
So when you give a formula to Excel and we're forecasting, and you give the same formula, Excel is not learning. Whatever formula you put in, it's coming. And what machine learning would be is we would want it based on, if we corrected it, based on the new data, what would we want? It to get better. Just like you, Asher. If you why do I have you do it twice, the quizzes? Supposedly the second time you do it, Asher, you're not going to make the same mistake that you did the first time. You can look it up, right?
Because we're learning.
You're learning. It's just the idea that that's how we are in human beings. And still the AI doesn't do a good enough job in this, but it's starting. And this is where I'm looking. So in like the facts or something like that, but to get it to be reasoning and to get it to be learning, it's still not hitting the part of what humans are. So when they're saying, all these jobs are going to be gone, there's not going to be any jobs left, it's an exaggeration. It's definitely going to make our life more productive, but there's a point in there that it's not, sometimes we call it's not sentient. It doesn't really understand what we're talking about. Sometimes it feels like it, doesn't it? And sometimes I almost kind of talk about it like he or she, but it really doesn't understand something when I'm talking about it. But it's getting better, and I see it as using it together, just like I see it in being great for therapy, in the way that it can be an adjunct. And if we need definitions, it could do a better job than a lot of ways that we can do. So this is on machine learning. And the third one is on generative AI. And on generative AI, it's a little bit complicated article, but it's essential for us, that it's talking about generative AI, about how it's explained, and we'll get into more into the depths, and I'll go into this with you. It starts talking about transformers. We've talked about it in passing, large language models that can be trained on not millions, but billions of pages of text, and its advances. They talk about a little bit about, I like this, and even a DeepSeek, DALL-E that we've mentioned before, successful generative AI examples. And you can see what are the business benefits, what are the limitations, what are the concerns surrounding generative AI, what are the cases, ethics and bias. It does have bias. People are saying, where are my guardrails? God forbid one of those Gen AI, everybody heard that story of that horrible, sad story about someone that was depressed and basically said they wanted to kill themselves using one of these bots. And the bot was trying to please so much. They said, how can I kill myself? Giving them instructions on how they can kill themselves, and then the parents and everyone else ended up suing this company. So there's this idea of that ethics. And if you were their friend, you would never say, let me tell you, you would try to ease their pain. And then the generative AI in the future and generative AI facts. So this will go over, but this is why I want to add this, because it really adds currency to it, and the idea of generative AI, to the significant step toward artificial general intelligence. That this is where people are saying that they're looking for AI that possesses all the intellectual capabilities humans possess, including reasoning, adaptability, self-improvement. Remember, I talked about being agile, self-improvement, and understanding. It's short of these. So it still struggles on that abstraction part. It still struggles to see that it's a human. Still, I'm still struggling. When people send me emails, don't you kind of have an idea if this was generated by Gen AI or not? Later on, it'll be better. But these are the kind of things it's talking about. It's talking about how Gen AI works, about algorithm models that we have, best practices, and basically, Gemini's and ChatGPT's co-pilots and specialized AI tools and the business benefits. So this is a longer article, but it really is one of the best articles in terms of giving me a good sense of what is generative AI, what kind of paths I can look for, and the future. The history, it's good to kind of have it, but I'm not going to be asking you so many history questions, I don't want to waste your time. What happened in 1985 or 2006 or 2012? Right? We have Gen AI to tell us that. Okay. So thanks a lot, Sebastian, for doing that. So everybody clear on what we're going to do and where we're going with that. Okay. And then, of course, these are all in the audit assignment instructions. Let me turn this off so I get the same thing you do, right? Is a phone voice AI assignment. There's a couple of things here that are, since it's kind of new here, that I want a bit to change. Daniel did a step-by-step instructional video, so you can look at that. So this will help you with the assignment. And in the voice assignment, he also put a PDF. And this is the PDF. What we're going to be using is a program called VAPI. I'm going to show you an example of that today, and we'll use our Google account. It's your account that you use with YouTube, or you can create a new Gmail. Everybody know, did you know, Jasper, you can get more than one Gmail account?
Yeah, I have a few already.
Yeah, a few. So if you want to, for this example, you could get another one just for this one. It's up to you, but you cannot use your UM email because what? It's because you don't have administrative rights. For your own Gmail, you can do whatever you want with your own Gmail. Google will tell you, this you can't, you can't violate their rules and regs, but you basically have that. And just like Zoom, there's certain things when you want to do Zoom on Wix, you have to use your own personal Zoom. You cannot use the university's enterprise because we're not the administrator. You remember, there are a lot of features in Zoom I would like to use, and they have blocked us from using it. We cannot turn off that. So this will be on the Google Chrome part that when you create an assistant, but right here, if you can send a note here, you see here where it says customer support specialist, Sebastian?
Yes.
There's a new one now that says, it says lead referral.
Okay.
And I'll let Daniel know next class, but let him know that needs to be changed.
So instead of
So
customer support specialist,
we'll do, I think another one fits better for us, but I'll show it to you today, but it'll be for lead generation. And when they must have put that in maybe a few days ago, because this is such a new company, they're keeping adding new features. So where it says select customer support specialist, tell them that we'll change that in our instructions. Okay?
All right, I'm texting him right now.
Yeah, text them on that part, just so we know. So we're changing it. Okay, so we had this. We had on the one about the final project, the coupon. Here's the discount code. And I wanted a shout out to Wix for allowing us to get this discount code. We're really, I'm really appreciative, and I'm glad that we're able to do that. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go to, let me open up another tab and let's go to the audit area, right? So I'm going to go to courses. I'm going to go to audit HI, where you have different business roles, different user roles. I'm going to go to assignment groups. And under group 0, this is the example. These are Daniel and Sebastian, who are my formal teaching assistants. And if you're interested in being, once you graduate and you said, hey, I really got a kick out of this class, and every semester I do new activities, right, Sebastian? Whether you like it or not, we end up, since it's changing so quickly, the exciting part of it, it's not always the same. So if you want to be my teaching assistant, especially if you have hours between 5 and 6:30 on Monday and Wednesdays you have free, let me know as well. And you can reach out to Sebastian as well on that. So we have here group 0. And under group 0, you see that we have the dynamic voice assignment. And then you should have another folder for next week saying the phone voice agent assignment. And in that, basically, you'll do individually, you'll do a phone voice agent assignment, just like you did for Zoom with your Zoom recording link, and you'll do it in Zoom. So you'll have your companion summary. And notice it said Daniel demonstrated using VAPI to generate phone numbers and craft digital agents. He explained how this serves, blah, 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 reflections. And he ended up trying out some of his phone numbers. And there's something else that you need to put in there later on, is put a note there, Sebastian, is you need to see which phone number or phone numbers did you attach an agent to. Sebastian, did you hear what I just said? It is which, on that one, is which phone number did you attach an agent to?
And you want to put that on the submission post.
Yes. So if he used 872-484-0524 in bold, put a dash there of what agent was attached to it. Perfect. Okay. And then we also have under the assignment group of the final project, the proposals here, and here's also something with the area codes and vanity numbers. So in this case, then Allie, what group are you from?
I think it's 9, group 9.
We'll see. Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, it's 9.
Okay. So this is 9. So this is great. Everybody see what I like? Wow, everybody. Okay. So we have group 2 has done it, group 4, group 7, 8, and 9 and 10 as well. So we have it. So basically, Sam and Thomas, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
So
I'm
you,
here.
yeah, so you upgraded already to your domain name, I see.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought it was like part of the assignment.
Okay, so I said we would wait on it, but anyways, but it's okay. We'll see what it is, and maybe what we'll do is we'll see if we can get if one of you have it, maybe another one, we can get another one on it. But let me just see on group 9. Let's see what it looks like. So if I open it up, let's even do this, open in a new tab, and let's see what we got. Okay, so Kane AI Solutions. Okay. It's a good start. Let me tell you what I want for everybody. So I'm giving this to Allie, but everybody take notes on it. Basically, this is a good start. And of course, this is the very beginning. What I like here, Kane AI Solutions is a good idea. Making AI work, that's all right, but I would make it a little bit more specific. Do you understand that, Ali? Like, who is this for? So when I see it making AI work, who AI is just so big, so I do something more of who you should have some kind of way to approach that. I like this. Did you use for you have these? Okay, our mission. We're dedicated, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that more. Our goal is to simplify a clear action insights. But in this case, who is it for? I'm asking you.
I believe it's for like students and like having like helping students come out of like post grad and like even students in university like utilize AI to help them with like their schoolwork and like marketing tools for post grad.
Okay, do we, if that is it, and are you gonna, how are you gonna generate any revenues from this? Who's gonna pay you in the long run?
Students.
Are they? What I would do, I would flip two things I'm thinking about. One is I would put this somewhere and think as a group, is that who we want to gather? Do we only want to gather? Is it just going to be University of Miami? Students in general?
I think also I'm in Allie's group and it's
Good.
for like businesses too to help employees like integrate into their like operations and stuff to try to like stay on track with
Okay,
like
so those are two completely different things,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you guys have to decide. We got an idea. Everybody understand? So I would basically focus in the beginning. And sometimes we don't know. So it could be, first of all, Kane AI is good that we're from the university, but of course we're going to make it broader. Maybe we'll start off with the University of Miami as a test pilot, but maybe it'll be for all universities, and maybe we'll have like ambassadors all over the world on their universities. Or the flip side is we'll have university students go out to businesses once we train them, go out to businesses and see if they need our help. Do you understand that, Isabel? Everybody understand? That may be a good idea. So then it's generating from sponsors, it's generating from businesses, and it gives an opportunity for students to go out to businesses. So just like we're going to do this type of thing, we did a podcast, we're going to be doing, the phone numbers, we're going to be doing chat bots, all of this. We go out to business, say, do you need this? Would this help your businesses? We can do it for you. I'm a counseling center. I'm a restaurant. I'm a dentist. Try to kind of focus. And what do you think? That's where I think this could work. We'll train university students. And their goal is to come out, and maybe we'll go out to the, and they can come in via Zoom, even a number of businesses. And do they have to be local? No, right? They could be from, all over. Maybe we'll start locally, but we can go even via Zoom. We can help anyone, right? And then focus here. Do you see how everybody that I want, when now you read it, I'm just so happy that you got it done, right? The first time. And now who is this for? Because guess what, Jasper? I want this to be realistic and real, that you really could take this.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand? And they got a great idea. The name is good, right? And maybe we can get sponsored by the university. Then we can get sponsored by other people. There's so many ways that we can get sponsored by. And then it may be a way of matching students to different projects. And then they can do it on a short-term, a long-term basis. They can come in. Other companies that are doing this can help us. We can work with other companies. Great. So that's what I want you to work on for it. So if I go back to this, the same thing, and if I go to Sam and Thomas, just to see theirs, very nice. What I like about theirs right away, first of all, AIcareercompass.biz. Great domain name. Tells me right away what? AI, career, compass. And this is what I like. Our mission: simplify the job search by optimizing the application through AI. Now, who are we looking for the job search?
Excuse me?
Who's doing you're simplifying the job search for whom?
Oh, probably like post graduation.
Okay, so that's one of the things I wouldn't go. Let's work together. So this looks nice, Sam and Thomas. What I would do here, University of Miami, is I would work here on this page, and everybody will do maybe even a separate page of putting, you're the CFO, putting something about you too. Rather than, that's good, he's the CFO and Thomas is CEO. What are you doing for the company? What are your visions for the company? Blah, blah, blah. A little paragraph on each of them. But they're great pictures. They happy, and I don't need to have that's all right. Shirt and tie is fine, but casual is good too, as long as it doesn't look frivolous, right? And then you see this number here, Thomas, is then what's nice here is to let's see if we can attach a number that we can actually have a bot to. That's what I'll show you today, hopefully. But I'm just taking of these interview, making the job service, and then what we'll do on the services, then what we'll have next times in each of these times here is we'll add on to it where you'll show what we can do, how we can help them. So here our mention, simplify the job search by optimizing the application through AI, is maybe talk about learn more, is who am I looking for? And then thinking about, I also want you in the back of your mind thinking about, how am I going to have a revenue model here? And I may not get a revenue model from the people that I'm offering services to. It may be the job search, it may be the employers. It may be others coming in to tell me, give me webinars. I can do even webinars through Zoom that I can have those key companies come in and give talks about what they want from people about their companies. And then you may want to even say, are we looking for finance people, or what are we actually doing, and showing them, how am I going to be doing this? That's the key. That's going to be harder, but it's a nice start. I like the background, looks good. This I like, but we may want to switch it up to be more specific. Okay, but we're getting there, and I'm pleased that I don't know why other people haven't done it, but hopefully by the end of the day they'll have it. So if I look at a new tab,
Dr. Rush,
yeah.
for my website, I'm sensing that a lot of the edits that I'm making aren't really coming into the link that I sent.
Okay, well, we'll look
to
at
the
it. Maybe
website.
we need to publish it. Is this you?
Yeah, this is my website, but
Okay,
like
but anyway,
I had my like we all put like meet our team like at the bottom.
okay.
But I'm sensing
We'll
that
worry
like
about that later. Don't worry about that. Okay, we
yeah, they're
got,
not
okay, don't worry about that. I'm just making sure and then we'll work on it. Sometimes you need to make sure you have to publish it again. The only thing, let me just make one comment.
okay.
What I'd like to hear, you see, elevate you. I'd like to have basically like 4 or 5 words of what you guys do, kind of like an impact statement right there.
Oh, I
And,
thought that's right below it.
you know, but welcome. Welcome to me is outdated and also doesn't tell me anything. I put it
Okay.
in like 5. This I have to read already. You got it?
Okay.
People don't.
Yeah.
Mission is to empower, blah, 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 blah. What are you going to do for me? Kind of impact of 5 words. You got it? And put it here of elevate you, impact here, and take out welcome. I think that's
Right.
okay, but just the idea. And later on, we'll talk about it, you know, why we didn't get it all through. Okay?
Okay.
And then if you want to stay after, and I'll look at, give you feedback of the other ones. But I just took as examples of these that we could. So what group were you? In this case,
I'm
Lizzie, you were
I'm
7.
group 8.
What? You were 8, and then if I did 7, open a new tab. What am I getting? And 7, smart scale AI consult. Exactly the same thing. Nice name, AI consulting, but right up here, what kind of AI consulting is it? You guys got it? Whatever I'm telling to everybody, it's everybody. So already do it that I can see here. It's big, smart scale, our mission, all that mission stuff. Who wants to, you know what I mean? It's nice and so forth. You can do it, but tell me up here right away before I'm going to do, what are you going to do for me? Who is it for? And how are you going to solve a problem? How are you going to solve my problem? Okay, I'm just doing that first one, that real first one on it. And this is with Kevin Henry. And then let me just do this one, open link in new tab. This work. Okay, so market AI solutions, exact same thing. Nice little logo, blah, blah, blah. Market AI solution for whom? You know, our team, this is nice, our team. Here I would even do, even though you have your LinkedIn here, these are real LinkedIn things about you personally. What I would do here, Andrea and Henry and Kevin and Grant, is put, what are you doing for your company? Talk about you as you're the CEO, the COO, CFO, and CTO of your company. So put it right down here, because this is, if this is it, and then later on you can do intern, associate. What does this mean?
Oh, that was just like a pre thing. I just put in my name, but that was just from
Okay,
the
that was
template.
there.
Like those words were
Okay,
there.
over there.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We
But
haven't edited like our
so for
bios.
everybody, good. Everybody, they got good pictures. We got all that done. We finished with that. Later on, it's going to come the meat, but here put in short paragraphs and not so much, this is my class project, but rather this is my real, make it as, this is my real company. What are we doing? And, you know, about my company, what am I doing for the company, and so forth. You know what I mean? And it may be you can mention a line saying, and by the way, I'm accounting, you know, I'm also have an account, you know, finishing up my accounting degree or something like that at the University of Miami. But that shouldn't be your main thing. You know, I'm a sophomore but rather I'm the CEO of this company. What are you going to do for it? Okay, I think everybody got the gist. So now what I want to do is I'm going to this is the directions to what you want, and we'll probably take another on Monday. You'll do a stab on this and you'll try it again. But this is a company called, and let me just show you this, and you guys can even go to it. This is a company called Vapping. Now, I already have signed in. What you need to do when you sign in, and I can sign out, really, in this case. Why don't we do this? Who wants to volunteer, and I'll do it with you? Anybody? Lily, you want to volunteer? You have your
Sure.
email account?
Yeah, I have multiple Gmail accounts.
Okay, so let's even do this. Share your screen. Or I can start off, but if I go to VAPI, yeah, you want to stop. Are you ready? Go to
Yeah,
VAPI dashboard and share your screen.
okay.
VAPI. Now you know what it is, okay? BTE210-HI1, right? So this is what we were talking about before. It's voice AI agents. We can talk about it later. There's even a number of things that you can start from the start. But you see where it says sign up? Right in the middle?
Yeah, right here, yeah.
Everybody, that's what you need to do. And while Lily is doing it, you can try to do it. And you see where it says Google? Click on Google. And now what you need to do on Google is you want to use that? Is that your?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on my other Gmail.
Okay, so that's your Gmail account. That's all you have to do to sign up. Now, once you have this, the key here is they have assistants. This is a little bit different order than what the instructions say here. This is assistance, but instead, what I want to do is they gave us right away, they gave us a dental, Mary's Dental. I don't want to do Mary's Dental. So what I want to do, you see where it says create assistant? Click on create assistant and you give it a name. So even in this, you can call it new assistant. We call it, I guess, what's the name of your company?
Elevate You.
Elevate. And what is it?
It's a job seeking site.
Okay, so put job as a job assistant. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you name it. Now, this is the key. And I want Sebastian to pay attention. You can do a blank template, which I don't want to do. You can do customer support. You can do appointment scheduler, info collector, care coordinator, and feedback. I want to do lead qualification specialist. I think that because what are we looking for? This is brand new. Do you see that? So write that down, Sebastian. Don't worry about Morgan right now.
Okay.
Don't worry about that's the thing, but it's Morgan lead qualification acceptance, okay? And then move down and then create assistant. And now we got Morgan. And you see here where it says, hello, this is Morgan. Delete, put your cursor on Morgan and put, this is Lily. Backspace, and just do, this is Lily. That's all I want you to do right now. Okay. You understand? Now, what you could do is go to voice, go on the top, which this isn't in your instructions, but go to voice. You see voice in the middle there?
Yeah.
Click on voice and notice you have, in this case, look at the voices. One is Elliot, and you can put whoever you want. Look, there's Lily who's Asian, or there's Savannah. So pick and look at, and there's Savannah, there's Hannah. So if you want to do it as your own, pick some, you can choose. So you might as well do Lily. Okay, so we're doing Lily, Vappy. You can do background sounds, and notice you can do a lot of other things. We're not going to worry about that on the other one. Our provider is Vappy because guess what, Lily? We want to get it free. We want to get it quick and dirty. Later on, we can do more sophisticated things here. And then you see here latency. You see on the top there the word latency? Approximately
Yeah.
900 milliseconds. We're not going to worry about that. The cost, we have a number of tokens right in the beginning. We have it. You understand? A number of tokens here. And then what I want to do, once we got that, all I needed to do is I don't want Mary's. Mary's kind of comes on as a default. I want to do the more generic one. And then now click. In this case, I know it's called Morgan, and then it has your name. And now you see where it says publish in the middle? Click publish. So we got it published. And then you see it says assistant update. It's updated because it has your name. Later on that part where it talks about you, you can put, we're AI consulting, blah, blah, blah. You can put a lot of stuff. But I'm right now quick and dirty. And you can see analysis, you can see the models that you use. And notice here under the model, this is Lily. And see here you are Morgan, a business. It doesn't matter now. You don't have to change it because it's what we care about is what it's going to say in the voice when somebody picks up. You understand? But later on, you can see how it works. It's pretty neat, huh? I'm excited.
It is pretty cool.
It's real cool. Identity and purpose, right? Voice, person, speech characteristics, conversation flow. You see what's behind it. This is not as simple. And now what the key here, what I get excited about is not just having a chatbot, because there's plenty of chatbots. Remember, we did Call Annie, we have ChatGPT, there are plenty of those. But what the key is attaching, and we can call 1-800-CHAT-GPT, but it's not going to say, hi, this is Lily from marketing, blah, blah, blah. It's going to say, hi, I'm ChatGPT. So here you see under phone numbers, on the left-hand side, on the left pane, phone number. Create phone number. Now, this is the key. You see on the top, free VAPI number, free VAPI SIP, import Twilio, import Vonage, import Telenex. Twilio, Vonage, and Telenex, companies can get real-time numbers that they can attach bots to. But VAPI, right, under free, it's giving it free. For our purpose, demo purposes, that's what we want. Later on, companies can do whatever they want. And this is the idea here. We need to put in area codes. And what I really want, and what is the essence of this exercise is ideally, I would want a vanity number. But notice already they say 415, 510, 310. Like, and what I want, if I look at, now you can stop sharing. You understand? What the goal is in this point is to pick a phone number that we can do. But our problem is we want it. I'm greedy and they don't want to go along with me. Is people pay sometimes thousands of dollars for a phone number, like 1-800-Flowers, they say, hey, I want this, or, all those ambulance chasers, all those PI guys, those lawyers for pain and suffering, all those, call 1-800-Lawyers or 1-800-Pain and Suffering or 411 Pain or whatever they are. All of those, they pay money usually for. I want it dirt cheap if I can get it. So what I have here, and let me share with you, is when you have these phone numbers, I don't even care where I have it, is you can have up to, in this case, 10 phone numbers that you can try out. So what I like for your assignment is try out every person try out 10. You don't, and you can, even when you do your tutorial, you can do it on 1 or 2. but see if you can get a phone number that spells something. So in this case, let me do this. If I looked at their way to do log in, and you see here where generate phone numbers, he was doing it a different way. I created the assistant first and then did the phone numbers, right? But notice the phone numbers have letters to them. So this is difficult to kind of do on your own. And what I've tried is Daniel gave kind of like what certain numbers do, for instance, ST. USA is 872, right? Now is 669, different ones. They're not going to have all of those. I use, and you can look it up, there are websites that you put in your phone number or parts of a phone number, and they give you what it will spell. So if I go to dial ABC, let me open that up in a new tab. So you can think about it is I have, then you can then put in whatever number, right, that I was given. So let's say in this case, in my VAPI, let me look under my phone numbers. Let's say 872-666, they gave me 8743. And what's important when you're going to do that, if I get any of these numbers, is you see here, here's my number. It's important to attach your assistant to this number. So if I have Morgan, for instance, to attach Morgan to it. So this is one of the numbers I got. And if I now in this dial ABC type in 872-666-8743, find words. This breaks it down. So 872 could be USA, which is good, 872. And then I have here, I could have then 666, right? I could have maybe MON, like mon or money. And here I have, or I can have Mo, and then I can see here if I have any numbers here. I have PhD. You see that? PhD, that may be good for me, right? So here you can even have some numbers where I could then try to figure out a number. I got one, USA, Mon, we go. I got USA, Mon, well, maybe for monitoring wellness. So try it out, your numbers. I created the assistants first, and we did it. So if we go back, let's just even finish yours up and we can see. So I'm going to stop sharing. So share yours, Lily, and we'll finish up one.
Okay.
And then once you all get 10 for your numbers and try to figure out the fun, go back to your group and try to pick out one. So what do we get? So let's try 872. Let's see if something comes up with 872. Create phone number. So type in 872.
Mm-hmm.
And then click on create. Okay, so then go back to the phone number. It said it couldn't find it. And so you can see they have some error, create. And now they're going to say, all right, go back. no, delete, no, create phone number, but take out the 872 because it says it doesn't have 872. So let's try 415 just to finish off. And then click create. Okay, so they're saying try 337. Let's try 337. Okay, so they say that already that 337 number and it's 557-1636. The other one, oh, they already told me that I got 872, even though they didn't do it, 484-0909. So you
Yeah,
can
that
even
was
put
weird.
what?
That was weird. Like it didn't tell you that they
It didn't
did.
do it. So you can see there are bugs in it. But let's say you were trying it, you can bring them into the spreadsheet, into the software. But let's choose the other one, 337. So click on that.
Mhm.
Okay. And in this case, I don't like it because it's a 1, but anyway, select an assistant. You see where the assistant is? Go to Morgan. And now all you have to do in this case is it's good. Now can go back up all the way. Okay,
Like
and now
here.
go activated. Okay, and now go to your, it should be go to your assistants. Okay, now let's talk with the assistant. You see that? Let's publish it again, just make sure. Publish it. And now let's talk with the assistant. Let's see if it works. Is it working? Is your audio on? Your mic on?
Let me.
Stop doing it and I'll show you mine. Stop
Okay.
sharing.
I don't think my audio portion of sharing
Okay,
is on.
okay. But that's what you would do, and then you would just publish it and save it. So let me show you mine. Okay, and then let me share mine. Okay, and let me go to my VAPI. Okay, I created my number. Right, so let's say here. Right, I created it. And now I have my assistants. I've created my number. Let me see, I have my latency, I have my model, right? And I've shared with my assistant. I've shared my phone number. Let me make sure that my phone number is Morgan. And let's just see here on my assistant here. Let's talk with my assistant.
Hello, this is Dr. Rush from Growth Partners. We help businesses improve their operational efficiency through custom software solutions. Do you have a few minutes to chat about how we might be able to help your business?
Yes, I have a minute. I wanted to create a website and to have generated virtual number on my website to answer questions from my customers.
Thanks for sharing that. Could you tell me a bit more about your business and the industry you operate in? This will help me understand how we can best assist you.
Yes, I'm in higher ed and I'm a professor and I want to teach my students about technology.
That's great to hear. Education is such a vital field. What systems or processes are you currently using to manage your student interactions or technology teaching tools?
Right now I'm using VAPI. Have you heard of VAPI? VAPI.ai. You see
Yes,
it?
I'm familiar.
She's familiar with it. You see how it's a little bit too long in the latency, so we can fool around with it. But it's amazing. Okay, I'm stopping sharing. So what do you think, Asher?
What was that?
What do you think?
Just
About
like the
that?
whole process or the AI
The-
specifically?
VAPI.
I think it's really cool. I think it's unique. I've never seen anything like it before.
Either have I. So play around with it. You understand when you get stuck, but basically try it with one number, and then the goal really is to try to get a number that we'll see if we can get it. That's going to be hard, right? But if you can, when you can play around with some of those programs to see if it'll spell anything, and then, but at least everybody, and then with all those numbers, and then play around. You can play around that. I think with everybody, you can add your names. Later on, you could add even more, right? Actually, you could put a whole description, right, with the description. But let's even keep it simple right now. Just put, hi, this is Asher, and then change the voice, of the voice, that if you want it to be male, but you can decide. You can decide you will, whatever. But that's what I'd like you to do, and continue working. Okay, you got the idea, Thomas? And if you need me to, I'm gonna do, let me share my attendance with you. And in attendance, stay with me. My training, my teaching assistants and training, stay with me. And I want to check in. And those that want me to check anything about your proposal, and check in 3263.
Sounds like you're doing some fascinating work to integrate technology. What you share seems like you're exploring ways to enhance engagement with your students, possibly through tools like virtual numbers or embedded in the solution. If you're looking to streamline this process or explore more advanced.
Okay. She started coming back to me now. So, did you put that number in? Can you be so kind in the chat, you guys?
I already put it, Professor.
Oh, wow. You guys are just way too good. What am I going to do without you guys? I don't know. Okay. So, Lily, you got the beginning of it, right? But you just need to set that up, set it out, publish, and then we're ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, the audio was playing. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to when I share my screen next time to have the audio play for everyone else.
Sometimes, you know what it was? Sometimes in Zoom, also you have to give it permission.
Yeah, I think
Google it. Sometimes in Zoom, you have to kind of check that I'm going to share my audio when I'm sharing. Just check that out. But it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It's amazing. How fast was that? And it took us longer just because we started talking. You know what I mean? But it really, once you get it, you really can show it as a sample.
Yeah. No, it was, I mean, it was kind of funny, like, listening to it, though, because it, like, sounded like an actual person. So I was like, well.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be. Yeah, that's another end, right? And then later on, I don't even have to be in the meeting, right? I just have another avatar of me taking my voice, right? And I can go to the beach.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ciao, Lily. Well, for you all, what I wanted in Andrea and Thomas is, what we want to do is we want to add another teaching assistant for next semester. And we wanted to invite all three of you, Sebastian, and I wanted to invite all three of you. We especially would like someone, if they could be like Sebastian, but be on the Monday, Wednesday. It's from 5:05 to, I think, 6:15. So if you can look at your schedules, and if you'd be interested, and it's a paid position, and then Sebastian could talk about it, and then it would be, we don't know how we'll divide up the work, but we definitely want to have like one TA manning it, just like Sebastian's doing, checking all the work and so forth, and helping in grading of the homeworks. But there won't be probably a lot, because we're going to divide up, the homework. They'll be either taking like one section or every other part to do it. So you'll be promoted in the regular section as teaching assistants, right? For the regular. Now you know the background part of it, right? You will be all three of you, we'd be happy to have you. So let me know, possibly the earlier the better, but you can check your schedules and things like that of what it would work out. But it would basically be in real time coming in at, we're going to do it also on Zoom again, and we'll do the same thing. We'll do on Zoom. So most of the classes will be on Zoom. So I don't really care where you are. That's the beauty. Okay. Any comments? And then I need to see, what did you want, Thomas, to share with me?
I don't think there was anything
Did you need
particular.
approval?
No, it was for the proposal, but again, it was literally just what we had spoken about last time.
So so I've heard about your proposal. So I've signed off on your proposal.
No, no, you haven't. I don't know. We've made a third one, and I thought we were gonna get the chance to cover it today, like you had mentioned, but
But I
we
want to
just.
cover it now. Can you have a
Oh,
minute?
okay. Sorry, I didn't get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I want to do it
So
now so you can continue. I don't want to wait till next week.
okay, so here, let
You
me.
other guys, Lily and Andrea, do you have anything else for me to ask? I can see you later. Let me just get Thomas up and going.
Thank you so much, Professor. Have a nice day.
Okay, I'm looking forward to see on Monday what you guys come up with. There'll be issues, but I thought, and you can try out the different models and see how they are. The beauty here is you can play around. You can try out another model. I just saw Sebastian. I just saw that model, a couple hours ago. They just added. And Sebastian, you can let me know if it seems to be better. It seems to be more open.
Yeah, I did the assignment last night. Was a little confused about the customer support specialist part. I haven't looked into the lead generation
Yeah,
part.
go look at the lead generation.
Okay, I'll go look into it.
Yeah, do the lead generation. I think it fits better. And then just put your name, Sebastian, and then start talking about later on. You can talk about more about what your is, but I think lead generation fits better. Okay. So Sebastian, I think I'm okay with you too. Yes?
What do you mean?
I mean, you've accomplished. Let me just spend time with Thomas. So Thomas, share with me quickly what you've done.
I've got it here
Bye.
pulled up.
Bye.
Um, our proposal, like our company name would be Real Ease AI. And essentially it's the
Can you
exact
share
same
your
thing that,
screen?
yeah. Um, I had it on my phone.
You didn't
Let's see.
upload it?
No, I'm pretty sure we did. At least it was supposed to be. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Mm, and yeah, here. So essentially, it's the same thing that we spoke about last time.
Yeah, what's it
Uh,
gonna do different?
we're making infographics to help out for real estate companies, advertise, what they offer better, as well as, maybe a platform that could connect bookings between the prospective clients and the actual realtor themselves. So that's going to make it a little bit easier. We're thinking about using, obviously, Canva. They've got that Canva AI
Okay.
platform
Okay.
for the infographics part, and then, you know, ChatGPT and Notebook LM mainly for the booking
Okay.
platform.
All right. And then later on, you don't have to be stuck with this. Later on, I expect you to find something, you know what I mean? Find some more, that you could do.
Okay.
And maybe even later on, you could even do even VAPI for these people where,
Okay.
hey, I'm Thomas, the real estate agent specializing in Coral Gables. Are you looking
Right.
for an apartment, or are you looking for a house? You want to be or do you want to be near the water, or, next to the university?
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. I approve. So let's get it for Monday. That they
Okay.
get all
Awesome.
the things that
Thanks
we
so much,
need.
Professor. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Sebastian, also. Hope you guys have a good weekend.
Okay,
You too,
and let me
Thomas. Have a
know
great weekend.
if you
Thank you.
can. We'd love to have you next semester. I don't know what your schedule is.
Ooh, yes, I wanted to mention that. So I'm supposed to be taking a finance like internship work experience during my junior year.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be a possibility.
Okay, so that's fine. Okay, and if things
wanted to let you
change, you
know.
let us know.
Yep,
Okay?
no, absolutely. I've
Okay,
been really enjoying it so far too. So I appreciate it in the first
okay,
place,
all right,
even being considered.
great.
Thank you, Dr. Rush.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, Sebastian, anything else you need from me?
Yeah, Professor, I talked over with my parents over the possibility of being a TA again next semester because I wanted to see how the workload looks.
Yeah.
Because they said,
Here, let me just let me stop recording.
okay,
You always have to remind me, okay?
yeah, I always forget to, don't